You got the ace pilot, you got the drinking, you got getting the girl while looking cool, while also playing volleyball while sweaty. Like, this is like the epitome of like coolness. Is there any way we want to start our episodes?
I feel like we should introduce, but I mean, you're doing the lead story, so do you want to introduce this time?
I don't know what to say.
I don't know. I assume we have someone listening.
Well, no,
Greet.
that's a definite.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a definite assumption we should make, even if it's not true.
No, it's true. We're famous now.
We're. I mean, yeah. That's how Disney did reach out to me. They want to sponsor us.
I mean, rightfully so.
I turned them down. Didn't offer me enough money.
Or is this our pilot episode?
This is what was meant to be our pilot episode. You know what?
I just need to know before I open.
I don't know. I mean, yes.
I can call this our maybe pilot episode.
Yeah, call it our maybe pilot episode.
Yeah, just
That's
so we
good.
can squeeze in that pun. Okay.
That rolls off the tongue.
Okay, so hold on. Filmthropology? Yeah. Okay. I've actually never said that out loud. I've just only seen it in my head, and I wasn't sure I could say it. It's a weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird one on my brain.
I thought it was catchy.
No,
yeah.
No, it's just, hey, all brains aren't created equal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
And that word does a number on my brain for some reason. All right. So this is the potential first episode of Filmthropology. You could call it a pilot episode. And that would make sense, or more sense, if you knew the movie we're talking about, which is Top Gun.
Highway to the danger zone.
I've got to be honest, okay?
Yeah.
That song makes me... I'm so mad at Top Gun for making that song so popular. It's a good song, okay? It's a good song. I just feel like I've heard that song, like, way more times than I probably should have. But it's a good song.
I don't know any of the other lyrics. I just know that part.
Yeah.
So,
that's the whole reason.
I mean, don't be mad at Top Gun. Just be mad at Kenny Loggins, I guess.
Okay. Well, I do have some grievances, but we'll get into it.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Right on.
But, okay. So we'll start off with Top Gun, which is, in my opinion, a very solid movie.
Mm-hmm.
That got like crazy fame. Okay. Iconic 1986 action movie with Tom Cruise. Everyone knows him. I think Mission Impossible like 42 is coming out soon. Can't wait. Isn't he like he's like 60, right? That's crazy.
Yeah, he's either superhuman or made a deal.
No, he's definitely drinking the blood of children. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like, that's a fact.
Yeah.
And then, also in Top Gun, Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Which is, fun fact, my second favorite Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
You're not going to like me for it.
No, I won't mind. Who is it?
I think you're going to hate me. Okay. But it is Robert Pattinson. I said it. I don't care.
Damn.
Fight me.
That's a bold statement.
Yep.
Yeah.
So my top three, and I'm just gonna say, slight aside, going to Batman, Robert Pattinson, Val Kilmer, and oh my gosh, I blanked on. I almost called him Birdman. Oh my god, Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton. So yeah, that's mine. Anyway, it was also Top Gun was directed. Wait, did you have any more comments?
Christian Bale isn't even your top three.
No,
I'm not.
No, I think the movies are really good. I don't think his Batman. Christian Bale's a great actor. Okay, he's one of my favorites. Okay,
all right.
Let me make all this very clear. I love Christopher Nolan. Big Christopher Nolan fanboy. Okay, I watch all his movies. I do. Man, I'm going in all these tangents.
This is good. We need at least like 5 to 10 minutes of like introduction tangents.
But Christopher Nolan's sick. He's awesome. But like, I'm starting to see some little. He has like kind of common. I don't know if I want to call them tropes that aren't the greatest. And like one of the things, which is kind of like the reason why I'm not a big fan of Christian Bale's, is Batman is just like, I don't know. He's number one. He's not really a detective at all. Okay, he's just not. Alfred's a detective. Alfred comes in, explains everything, and then Christian Bale does his thing. And like, I don't know. He doesn't do a lot. I don't know. Batman. I feel like Batman's movies are mostly. I'll give Batman Begins. It's actually probably my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. Yeah.
Favorite Christopher Nolan movie?
Oh,
like
sorry.
Out of all of them?
That was we gotta cut that one. Not Christopher Nolan Batman movie.
Oh, okay.
Let me be very clear. Oof.
Sure.
Favorite Christopher Nolan movie is probably Inception, I guess. I have to put more thought in that. Man, we are not talking about Top Gun though. But
you don't like Following?
I'm talking about my favorite. I love all his movies. What?
I think I'm not gonna lie. I don't even remember if that's the name of it.
Yeah. You're talking about the one with Robin Williams, right?
He's not fucking in that movie. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hold on.
No. Like, Following was Christopher Nolan's first film, basically, before he did Memento.
Oh, I think I got it mixed up with another one of his films. But he did have a film with Robin Williams, right? Am I crazy?
Did he? Yo, can I be honest? So, like,
yes.
When the trailer for Dark Knight Rises dropped, we're just coming off the Dark Knight. Heath Ledger has passed. Everyone wants to fuck that movie in all of its holes, for lack of a better.
That is a way to put it. Those are words you can use.
I was gonna say for lack of a better term, but there's actually literally like any term probably would be more.
There's like so many other ways.
There are many. No, like so like everyone is fucking in. We're coming off Dark Knight. We're coming from a very high bar that the Dark Knight set, that Heath Ledger set, and the trailer for Dark Knight Rises drops. And I thought Robin Williams was in it. I thought I heard him like. I'm not even kidding. Like, I went around until the next trailer came out, which was probably at least a few weeks, if not a couple months, legitimately thinking, yo, Robin Williams is going to be in this one. And he was not in The Dark Knight Rises.
But yeah, just to get my thoughts, because the whole point of even talking about him was just talk about Christian Bale. I think Christian Bale's a great actor, right? He's sick. He's awesome. I think Christopher Nolan generally pretty great at making movies, but just his Batman just felt
flat,
super flat.
Yeah,
and what made all of the movies the most interesting from my perspective was generally like the villains. Like it was his kind of flat nature against like a dynamic Joker dude that made that like cool. Yeah. But like if you take the Joker away, I don't know, man. It's kind of I feel like movie's not the same. I feel like
Yeah.
I don't know. So
No, I get what you're saying.
yeah,
And I do agree. I do think Christian Bale's character is flat, but I personally think it works because
it works.
If you're looking at Batman or Bruce Wayne as a sociopath leading, these double lives, that it makes sense that when he's Bruce Wayne, he's just flat. But I don't understand why. I don't know. I do think it's a little odd, how he switches from I think the personality he has when he's Batman is odd. I don't know why he talks differently. He's a billionaire. He literally could have easily bought some kind of voice disguiser or something if that was the concern.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things. When I think Batman, my brain doesn't immediately go to Christian Bale. And it's not because he's a bad actor. It's just because how the character of Batman was written. I don't know whose fucking idea was to do the voice, but I don't think that does him any favors either.
Didn't Robert Pattinson use the same voice?
I wouldn't say the same voice.
To me, it was the same.
I felt like it was a toned down version of it. I don't know if you understand how obnoxious and raspy. I don't know. I would love to do a comparison of those two.
That's
two
fair.
Voices.
I enjoyed The Dark Knight Rises. I enjoyed all of the films, and I agree. Batman Begins might actually be my favorite as well. But I gotta say, the moment I checked out of that series was right at the climax of The Dark Knight Rises, when he got stabbed and he still kept doing the voice. Everybody there knew who he was.
Gotta stay in character, man. That's a true actor right there.
No,
that's acting Inception, right?
He's
got to stay in character. Stab.
It was
doesn't matter.
Not only that, it was the speed at which he delivered the line. Dog, he dragged that shit out so long. He gets stabbed, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's the slow knife that fucked you up the most," or whatever.
Yeah, something cheesy. Yeah.
And then it's all fucking hectic, and they're trying to get the bomb deactivated or and everything, and then they finally get it, and they're like, "It's done, it's okay." Gordon, fucking Gordon's on the phone. It's like, "We deactivated the bomb," and then he's like, "Maybe your knife."
That's pretty good.
Wasn't fast.
Oh shit.
Enough.
Are we listening to the next Batman?
I have not heard back from the studio yet, but maybe.
That's sick.
But yes, so Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Iceman, favorite Batman.
Yeah, so
also a bold statement.
Let's get back to Top Gun, which is the movie we're supposed to be talking about.
Yeah.
So,
Batman and Top Gun are alike in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
They both go to the danger zone.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that and keep on moving. So, Top Gun was also directed by Tony Scott, which is a director I'd never heard of, so I looked into his filmography a little bit. He's got a few little hits, Okay. I'm not gonna lie, there might not be viewed as the most, beautiful pieces of art, but I've watched some of these movies. I enjoyed these. Beverly Hills Cop 2. You know what?
Oh.
I laughed at that movie. I liked it. I think that was great. Also, Man on Fire.
Oh.
And lastly, Deja Vu, which is a movie I forgot existed.
I've never seen that.
Really? It's a pretty fun movie. I would actually recommend.
Okay.
Would recommend.
I'm gonna probably bring up the Val Kilmer documentary 5,000 times while we're talking about this.
Yeah.
Because it's a documentary I really did enjoy. in the documentary, Val Kilmer expresses that he did not like the script for Top Gun, like, at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, I have words. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
But
like, mm-hmm.
Okay, so a little bit of backstory on Top Gun. I watched it long time ago. Kind of forgot about it. It didn't resonate with me as much as it did with other people, you know?
Sure.
And I watched it again, and while I love how it's just such a 80s movie. Like it's like the embodiment of an 80s movie. But I ain't gonna lie, upon rewatching it before doing this, or after watching it, I found out I didn't I didn't like the movie that much. I feel really bad saying it because I know a lot of people love it. But with that said, I love the sequel. Have you did get a chance to see the sequel, right?
I did. And I'll be honest, I think I agree. Like,
Okay.
like
Okay.
for me, I really enjoy the original, and I'm not sure if the sequel is better, but there are certain things about the sequel that I enjoy much more.
Yeah.
Like the fight scenes, I love much more.
Oh
in the new
man,
one.
so that kind of gets me into okay. So for one, let's start off with for me, like the intro. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I know they use the same music, obviously, but I feel like they came really damn. I haven't seen both of them put together, but I could have sworn they might have done like shot for shot, like intro from the original intro to sequel. And I don't know, stuff like that like punches you right in the nostalgia gland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So already, off to a pretty bumping start. Okay, but what what I really loved about the sequel was how there was like emotional points in Top Gun, but with that, I don't know, it felt flat for some reason in Top Gun, but it took those like same emotional points in the sequel and like I don't know, made it feel real. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I actually like gave a shit about the characters in a way. I don't know. I do think writing has a lot to do with that, and I guess that's where I was getting at. I understand why Val Kilmer might have felt that way because I do think the script was kind of weak in the first one, but you got great performances, a cool concept, some awesome music, and it can elevate a script. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. I So we need to care about the characters in a film. That's what you're saying.
That is
right?
important. Yes.
Yes. I would agree. I think any screenwriter might tend to agree. Also.
These are important facts.
Yes. No. I do agree with that. I thought the effect that the script had in the first one topped the effect that it had. Yeah, I think so. Because really, what gets you choked up in the beginning is like, hey, everybody needs a wingman, and you can't abandon your wingman no matter how fucking good you are. And this one was just reconciliation of Rooster and Maverick, and really Maverick with Goose posthumously.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I loved the action sequences, the flight scenes.
Yeah, I was actually just about to
Oh
get
my
Do you know how
God.
much money they spent on those fucking flight scenes?
With the first one or the second one?
The second one. The second one is where they spent like a shit ton of money.
Oh God, no! How much?
So they paid the Navy $11,374 per flight hour.
Oh. God.
And this is over like this months of shooting.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. So I wondered that Tom Cruise does his own stunts. Did he actually fly a plane?
No. no.
Okay,
He didn't actually. That would have been insane. He didn't. Actually
That would have been
fly.
insane.
No, they had pilots, and I forgot there was some technique they used to kind of swap them out, but nah.
Right on.
But yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like straight up, I love me some damn action movies. Okay. And I think Top Gun Maverick was probably one of the damn best action movies I've seen in the last like five or so years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It really.
I was not expecting it. I kind of went in with low expectations.
Yeah, because really, it was just done so much better in this one, and they didn't have as probably the technology and the ability to make it look as visually stunning as they can today. I'm sure they didn't have that in 1986. Well, I know they didn't. Behind the scenes, basically, it's like they made a fake cockpit that they put Val Kilmer and Tom Cruise in. And behind them is just like a painted background, and the set moves. Yeah, sure. Plenty of films have done that. Plenty of films still do that. But this one was just so crazy, and not just how they filmed it, not only visually stunning, but the way they really made you understand how fucking difficult it really is. Because like in the first one, you watch these motherfuckers fly and it's like, that shit look easy, I could fly. In this one, it's like, imagine 5,000 pounds of pressure on your fucking skull, and it's like, I couldn't fly, never mind.
It's like, it's just a bit more grounded in the sense of like, I don't know, actually like expressing the dangers and all of the things that can happen as a fighter pilot.
The physics and the mechanics of it, it's like they actually, and they did it a little bit in the first one. There were those classes that they were in that God, who is it? Christy McNew? No.
Are we talking about the volleyball scene? No, I'm joking.
No,
I know. I just I think the volleyball scene is so obnoxious.
Kinda, man. I don't have an opinion on the volleyball scene unless they were like trying to. They were either feeling real nostalgic, or they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna get so many ladies to come pay money for this."
Yep, that's kind of. I think that's the. I don't know, but the volleyball scene and what was it? In the second one, it was like a football. It was a weird one. It's like they made up a sport.
Basically rugby, right?
That's what it seemed like. It was like,
I
don't know. But yeah, that actually kind of. Oh, what were you about to say?
Nothing. I was gonna further my agreement with what you said about it just being much more grounded.
Yeah.
I think that applies to the whole movie. I think the way they did the flight action scenes was much more grounded, and I think the relationships were much more grounded in this one, particularly the love relationship between Maverick and his lady of the month or whatever. I don't know how fast.
That's fair. It's Tom Cruise. Yeah, lady of the month.
Yeah. So like, I think because in the first one, they were using "Take My Breath Away" like it was fucking the Jaws music. Like every time they played it several times right before they're about to like kiss, or right before they're about to fuck or something, and like, and like every time, like basically it came to a point in the movie where like when I heard it and I was like, oh, they better do something, something about to happen. No, this one was, there were those moments with Tom Cruise and with Maverick, and I forget her name. She had the daughter, which was...
I know. It's hard to... Yeah. My brain wasn't fully engaged for the love.
I'll be honest, I don't remember... Yeah, I don't remember, like, anyone's name other than... Like, I remember some of their code names, like, that's really it. I don't even remember... I don't think what Maverick's real name is.
Yeah, if I had to give, like, a slight... criticism of Top Gun Maverick is like you have Goose's son, and like I think there's like one or two other characters that are somewhat memorable, but then the rest are kind of all just lost in the shuffle a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, it still
And
works as a movie, but you know.
yeah, I remember like 5 of like the fighter pilots.
Man.
Like that's it. I remember, of course, Rooster, Hangman.
That's I'm gonna be honest, I think that's all I remember.
And Bob.
Oh man. But yeah,
Like, yeah.
it's still good.
It is good. I enjoyed it. I really.
Not every character can be super memorable.
Yeah, exactly. So originally, this episode was going to be. We have a list. We do have a list of movies and movies that specifically had an effect on the world, in some way or another.
Yeah.
And this was on it.
I was about to get on to it. Okay. Here we go. So,
Yeah.
going back to the original, we talked a lot about the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Top Gun was, one of the first movies that really made the Navy look cool. You know what I mean? You got the ace pilot, you got the drinking, you got getting the girl while looking cool, while also playing volleyball while sweaty. Like, this is like the epitome of like coolness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously, this would result in like drastic like increases within recruitment, right? And
Of course.
we saw this stat on the internet, and we knew it was true. And actually,
Yeah.
in 19...
Because it was on the internet.
Yep. Okay, so in 1986, the recruitment numbers of the Navy went up by an astounding 500%. Definitely not made up in any way.
No, of course not.
500%. Like, that means it quintupled.
Yeah.
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 How did no one know about this? Why does no one know about this? Our Navy's so massive. Because of Top Gun. So, yeah, I think I've done that bit long enough. That's actually not true. And turns out that stat is just okay. So let's back it up, okay? This stat actually came from a book in 2004 by David L. Robb entitled Operation Hollywood: How the Pentagon Shapes and Censors the Movies. In the book, the claim was made. According to the Navy, recruitment of young men wanting to become naval aviators went up 500% after the film was released. The book did not include a reference for this claim at all, but this stat was blasted on a bunch of social media platforms, and it's stuck in the minds of many. And it's known as a zombie stat. And basically, a zombie stat is a false or misleading statistic that is repeated multiple times despite its inaccurate nature. So, a lot of people, I've talked to a bunch of people about this. I've heard a lot of people think this stat is real, believe that Top Gun single-handedly quintupled the Navy because of a random-ass quote in a book. I guess the book must have gotten some type of popularity, and then that stat just got said a bunch of times on the internet, and if you just say it enough, all of a sudden it becomes reality. And that's actually like really fucking scary. If I'm being quite honest.
That's terrifying.
That like how a falsehood can just be repeated a bunch and then it just becomes fact. It actually like really blows my mind slash just makes me very nervous.
Yeah.
I don't know how in real time like misinformation can just permeate the masses. Ugh.
What are some other examples of a zombie stat?
That's a good question. I wish I had prepared for that, but I can think of something on the fly. Um,
Yeah, right. I'm also trying to think because I don't know if I could think of examples of zombie stats, but I could certainly think of other examples of misinformation from films because that's the deal, right? They're based on a true story. They are not the story, right?
oh, so I decided to
Yeah,
do
hit
quick
me.
little Google search, and here's a good one. People use only 10% of their brain.
What is the reality?
Uh, show brain imaging studies show that no area of the brain is completely silent or inactive. So you're using your whole fucking
Good. I fucking hope so, man. Cause I'm having it's hard out here. Like,
another one is you need to drink 8
That's
glasses
too
of
much,
water
right?
a day. Um,
or was that?
well, it's kind of right, but wrong. It's because you get water in your food as well. So, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be 8 glasses. You're never more than 6 feet from a rat in a city. I've never heard that one, but apparently that's one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just super interesting how someone just made a fucking book. I don't know this fucking David L. Robb guy. Made a book, made a claim about Top Gun that it like increased recruitment by 500%. And then I guess just enough people read it and then just put it out, that information out. And then also, 2004 kind of around the time that social media started really taking off, and like you could just, that information was just put.
Do you post it on fucking MySpace?
Yeah.
Like.
No. I'm just saying around that time, and like to this point, like social media has been, evolving, and in that space, that kind of it's like a breeding ground for misinformation. You don't have to fucking cite anything. You can just say whatever you want. And
it'll just be true.
And it'll just go on people's screens. So, yeah, and it's crazy that he made that claim and he didn't like cite anything even in his book. So, I don't know. It literally just feels like a number was pulled out of his ass. But speaking of which, that kind of gets us to the real numbers, the real stats. Which you can literally just look on the U.S. Navy website.
Was there any increase?
So, like, it's just...
Okay.
There was. But, okay, we're going to get to there. But it, like, hurts my head that, like... I don't know. That, like, that stat can be viewed as, like, a fact when, like... The literal Navy just posts their stats and you can just see.
Yo, I love...
But I don't know. It's just crazy,
No. Please, you know what? You go ahead. I want to hear. Okay.
Well, no, I was going to start it off by asking you a question. So, the previous claim, 500%, right? What do you think the real one is? There is an increase. What do you think the real one is?
So 500 is like crazy high. I think 100 is even crazy high. That would mean they doubled their recruitment rate. 40.
Okay. So I want you to take that number and I want you to divide it by 5.
8% then?
Yeah, that's actually what it was. There was an 8% increase in 1986, which is still, significant. But, that stat line just not as sexy, as 500%. Okay? And then what was even funnier is, like, if you go to 1987 and then 1988, recruitment would fall 2%. So even though there was an increase, it was followed by another decrease, which I guess shows that, whatever this Top Gun effect wasn't necessarily sustainable. So there's been responses to, like, this claim, and someone would interpret the stat and say, well, maybe they didn't mean actual, like, recruitment. They meant just aviators.
Yeah, aviators.
Is that did I say that right? Okay. Words are hard, man. And that aviators increased by 500%. Well, if you look at the stats, actually, let's turn this into a guessing game. How much in 1986? How many aviators do you think increased?
Okay, so like you said,
there was an increase. There was an increase. That was for recruit, like for the entire Navy. This is just aviators.
That's a smaller group, so it would take smaller numbers to double it. Percentage? Okay, I didn't know you wanted like a hard number.
Yeah, we're just on percentage. No. I can tell you how many aviators there were before in like 1985, if that helps.
1,400.
Okay, it was about
so I'm thinking 80%.
Okay, so the aviators actually increased by a whopping 0.3%.
No one wanted to go into the danger zone.
So even if you come at it from that angle and you're just looking at aviators, that's also not 500. A little far from 500. So, like, for either of these claims to be true, there would have needed to be 400,000 recruits rather than 94,000, which was the that 8% increase. It went to 94,000. And for aviators, it would have needed to be 4,300 aviators rather than the roughly 1,400.
That's so fucking
pitiful. These numbers are just
like
so
0.3%.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it could have decreased.
But yeah, it's just it's wild. Like, I mean, so I think if you look at the numbers, it's clear. I think Top Gun did have somewhat of an effect. I think you can make that claim. But, like, I wouldn't say anything super significant.
Do you think?
In that year, significant, but, like, not sustainable enough that I think had ramifications for, like, the actual size of the Navy.
Sure.
And the reason why I say that is because once you get into the 90s, recruitment's just getting worse and worse. And actually, if you look at today, like right now, recruitment numbers are at like record lows in every single branch of the military. And I believe it hasn't been this low since like the end of the Vietnam War. So that kind of brings us to Top Gun Maverick. Will it be the movie to bolster our armed forces by a staggering 500%?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Did you know? Yeah.
But I will say it has a better chance because I think it's the superior movie. Okay? You know, better movie means better outcomes always, right? So, you know, this might be it. I think with Top Gun Maverick coming out, you know, our militaries will see a surge. And, you know, you guys will be able to hear that in next year's episode when we
Top
get to
Gun
talk about that.
Rooster.
No, when we're talking about past movies. Yeah, because next year it'll be a movie in the past, and we can talk about the surging military numbers because of Top Gun Maverick. You know, I'm trying to set up shows.
I was trying to set up
a year from now. You know, okay.
I'm trying to
laying
set up
down the foundation.
The Top Gun trilogy. My bad.
That's not gonna pay me. So
that's what they said. They said, "When's the copyright run out? Quick."
But yeah, that's the story on Top Gun, and it's bullshit numbers.
Excellent. Yeah, I love how that was supposed to be. Like, we were so excited to do this episode when we saw this, like when we thought the stat was true.
Yeah. Yeah, I did 10 minutes of research and I was like, "Oh, this is actually bullshit." Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah. So it's
But then I found out about zombie stats and stuff like that, and I just thought it was interesting because it kind of gives a peek into like how misinformation just moves throughout, you know, the internet.
No, it was an excellent example of that, and it's true. I mean, I gotta tell anybody, fucking, it's hard to everything. You have to take everything with a grain of salt these days, and I think everybody across every political line believing in any given issue agrees. But then the problem comes when people's bias enters the picture, and then that affects what news source they're gonna choose.
Yep.
And some of them ain't good. A lot of them ain't good. Yeah. So.
Yep.
But yeah, Top Gun, sick. Top Gun Maverick was sick. Yeah. I really did enjoy the part with where he like jumps down from the roof and like the girl from like her mom's bedroom, and she's just staring at him. That was my favorite part, probably.
Yeah.
That and shirtless volleyball, football, rugby, whatever. Fucking.
Yeah. What random sport? Yeah. Miles Teller killed it. We've been talking. We haven't really been talking too much.
Miles Teller really did kill it. Apparently, but see, that's the thing. Apparently, he is actively pursuing a third one because he really enjoys their character Rooster. So yeah. So
okay.
That may very well happen.
I'd watch it.
But yeah, this was supposed to be our pilot episode. And then we found out that wasn't true, and also we recorded one before this, so.
I mean, we could, with the magic of editing,
we could
make this the pilot episode. And you know what? Yeah, fuck the rules, bro. Even if this is our second episode, we can just call it the pilot episode anyway.
See, what we gotta?
It's our world.
What do we name these
America,
episodes?
Bro.
Just the movie we're talking about, or do we come up with give a little? Yeah.
I think we come up with catchy titles.
Yeah, I'm thinking of.
I don't know for this one.
I don't know. This one could be our pilot episode, Crashes and Burns.
Yeah, sure. That's not bad. That's a good start.
Yeah. No, I like that. I think we just named it. Sweet. Saves me time. Yes.
What current movie have you been watching that you would like to tell the people about?
Yeah, so at this time, we do our present segment. Although we kind of just did past and present when we did Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick, right? So, uh,
Well, I felt like we had to talk.
that
We couldn't have talked about Top Gun without Top Gun Maverick when Top Gun Maverick came out like 2 seconds ago.
for a second there, I thought you were just like coming up with some kind of fucking tongue twister. How much Maverick would a Top Gun and a Maverick to Top Gun Maverick like? uh, yeah. So I've watched Top Gun recently, Top Gun Maverick. That is. No, honestly, not a whole lot. I told you I was in a car accident roughly 4 weeks ago. Yeah, I was actually in a decent amount of pain from that, and so I ended up getting an attorney. So like, I don't even know how much I can, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how much I can even say about it. We're not. I guess right now I can say anything. It's not in any kind of litigation. Technically, but yeah, had to get a referral from them to go to the doctor because like otherwise I couldn't get in until September. And this was 2 weeks ago, mid-July. Mm-hmm. And turns out I got 2 displaced discs in my spine. Yeah, so
Jeez.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. So I got physical therapy I'm doing, and they gave me some medication. I can't even drink with it, so that sucks. The fuck was that? Oh my god, sorry. I
sneezed.
That shocked me. Sounded like an explosion. Are you okay? Alright, well.
I think so.
Yeah, no. So I had been preoccupied with that. We just got a new car yesterday. Yesterday, yes. It is a 2011 Toyota Camry. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing as of late. No, actually, I've only really seen 2 new movies lately. One was called The Shallows. Are you familiar with this film?
Mm-hmm.
This is a shark movie with Blake Lively. Yeah.
Oh!
Have you seen it?
Okay, I do know that one, actually.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
But I remember
it's
seeing
okay.
previews for it.
That's the whole... It's alright. No, like...
It's okay.
So, I really enjoyed the visuals of it. I think it's an okay... I think it's a good shark movie. A good shark attack movie, that is. On a scale of Sharknado to Jaws. Jaws 2. Like... yeah, maybe a little under Jaws 2,
sure.
Even. Yeah, no, it was okay. It was actually a very good shark movie. The little twist on it is she's in a remote location where no one. Yeah, exactly. She's stuck in the water on this little rock with the shark. A little collection of rocks. And she gets her leg bit initially, and then you have to see her. Her character is a nurse, or actually no, she is training to become a doctor, and basically like is a doctor. I'm pretty sure she just hasn't finished her all her licensing and everything like that or something. I'm not sure. She might have been a doctor, and she's basically, her mom I believe just passed, and she's in a funk. She goes to this remote location, this beach in Mexico that her mom had a picture of herself with. I think like when she was like a baby or when she was pregnant with her, one of the other, I don't recall. And so she just goes to the spot to feel close to her mom again because she can't really process her death, So like that's really the whole script. And that was my issue with it. I wish I had more depth. Her like on the way there before she goes out surfing at this beach and then gets caught with the shark, And then when she like makes it out of there alive, that's when she actually like outsmarts the shark basically and kills it. Then that's how she gets out alive. Spoiler. I don't know who's gonna fucking watch The Shallows, but
yeah, you should put the spoiler alerts before.
Honestly, I didn't even think about it. Like she obviously gets out of there. Like, come on.
Well, now
it's true, but it doesn't matter. It's not if she gets out of there; it's how she gets out of there. I'm sorry. Were you planning on watching it? I'll feel bad if you were planning on watching
it. Well, so to answer that question, no. But Jess wants.
Which means you may end up watching it soon. Right on.
Soon.
Yeah, I didn't.
Within the year.
I didn't put it on. I didn't choose it. Morgan did. So we watched The Shallows. But I mean, it was fine. Basically, the visuals of it are very gruesome. They go into a lot of detail, and I think that does add a good element to the film. I did enjoy the visual storytelling of it, because basically it starts out and she's in like this Jeep with this kind stranger who's like taking her to the location, and then like the whole, it's very farcical. Basically, she never leaves that spot. We never really see a different location. So she's not really talking to anyone, so there's very little dialogue in the movie, and I did really enjoy how they made that work. It had a very Castaway element. She has a seagull that is also injured on the rock with her and cannot fly away. And I believe that's supposed to be her sister and her dad, who are also feeling grief over her mom passing. And for me, the issue was like, it felt like they just added in those characters just to have some kind of backstory, because it was very flat. In the beginning and toward the end, whenever they were on screen, it felt very fake, I guess. I don't know. Maybe fake is the wrong word. It didn't make me care about them enough, I don't think. And maybe that's more on me, but I don't know.
Whoa, what do you mean?
I don't know. Maybe I just
didn't.
Maybe I just didn't. Maybe I just didn't have that same level of that presence of mind about those characters. Yeah, because I mean, they were really only in there.
That's up to the writers.
Once, technically twice.
I'm just saying, you can't blame yourself for not engaging with the material. It's the material, I'm not saying, like, there's, like, an objective, measure, but, like, if you're not engaged with the material, that's
how I feel,
writers, in my opinion. I don't know.
That is exactly how I feel. But if someone else were to disagree with my...
Yeah, but that's the beauty of art. That's the beauty of art.
You're so right, Adam.
Everyone's going to view it a little differently.
Indeed.
No one's fucking right. What we decide is right is kind of like the prevailing opinion, generally. But, like,
That's true. Those are really the truths that make up our world, aren't they? If life is all about perspective, then the truths we accept are simply the prevailing opinions of perception.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think you should speak your truth, and if it just fucking doesn't resonate with you, that's on the fucking writers
Yeah,
and the
fair enough.
actors. You know. And just because it doesn't resonate with you doesn't mean it can't resonate with someone else. But like, hey, just don't take blame for it not
Fair enough.
resonating with you. You know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to say.
Thank you for supporting me, Adam. In my
Anywho, mine's gonna be my next segment is gonna be way fucking shorter. It's just a big fucking joke. So my future movie that I'm going to see, actually out now, so I could watch it right now, but I'm probably going to turn into an event. Did I say
No.
it was on Peacock already?
Are we? Is this?
It's on Peacock.
Are you just plugging it again?
Free on Peacock. No, wait. Wait, what else?
Oh,
What's on
okay.
Peacock
You
that I
maybe
could
I'm
be
wrong.
plugging?
Maybe
I don't think
surprise
you
me.
know
Do
this.
it.
Okay. This is a horror mystery thriller called They slash Them. Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get the joke?
Yes. It's because it's a
Do you get
slasher
it?
film, and it's
People, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah!
that's yeah.
And that's like pronouns. But like also it's good with a horror movie because it's slash. Like a
I
slash.
love how dad joke ish
Oh,
that is.
man.
Like,
Now, let me read a synopsis of this movie.
Do it.
And then you'll understand why I'm so excited. Okay? Literally, I'll just say the first two words of the synopsis and then you'll get it. But I'll continue onwards. I'll just say the first two to start off, though. Kevin Bacon. Right? Okay. So Kevin Bacon plays Owen Whistler in this slasher horror film set at an LGBTQIA plus conversion camp. Several queer campers join Whistler for a week of programming intended to help them find a new sense of freedom. As the camp's methods become increasingly more psychologically unsettling, the campers must work together to protect themselves when an unidentified axe murderer starts claiming victims. Things get even more dangerous.
wait, so
So,
this is like this is like a scare them straight camp, or like scare them
yes.
what is the word? No, what's the term for like you simply identify as one gender? Unisex. Is that it? Like to turn them unisex?
I don't understand that term. I don't think I've ever heard the term unisex in a sentence. So I'm
Monosex?
unfamiliar. All I know.
Okay,
I'm
so is
not
that the
sure
deal?
what
It's
you're
like
trying to
basically scare them straight. Okay. That's the program that they're in.
Well, the way the trailer show, so like apparently they're doing a conversion camp and they're trying to like scare them straight or whatever, and like apparently like according to how the trailer is, like the axe murderer is like not a part of the camp. I don't know for a fact, but I feel like it's probably part of the camp if I'm being honest. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. I can't wait to watch it.
That's a script, bro. That sounds like his character name sounds like the fakest fucking name I've ever heard. Owen Whistler.
Owen Whistler.
Okay, John Doe.
I thought about naming
Owen Whistler?
my future
Really?
son, John Doe.
That would actually be
John
funny.
Doe.
I like that. I hate that I like that. I was thinking about naming my son Casper. Yeah.
Whoa, crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the Friendly Ghost.
Yeah. Yes, that is.
That's
No,
what you
not
named
necessarily
it, right?
after the Friendly Ghost, but my son is
Yeah,
named
Casper.
Casper,
Yeah.
but it is not necessarily after the Friendly Ghost.
I can't wait for that our future episode where we talk about Casper and how shortly after its release, there was a lot more hauntings out there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gonna be a good
So stay
episode.
stay tuned for that one. Did you find the statistics for that? Because I don't really
Yeah.
want to run into another. I don't want our pilot episode to be the only one that crashes and burns. Oh, that's good.
Oh,
That's
I
okay
just
then.
made that up. So yeah, hopefully that'll pick up traction, and by this time, 30 years from now, I can say I made the world a worser place
That's right.
by putting out the misinformation.
Jesus. Yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that
Yeah.
kind of
I guess
wraps
so.
up
It's a little bit
the
shorter this
episode.
time.
Yeah,
That's
you had a
true.
lot to
I
say
did.
about
Maybe I
Bambi's history.
prolonged it a little more than necessary, but that's okay. Did well, let's did
And also, the future thing was short because it was just a big joke. But yeah, I think there was just more to go into in
yeah.
yours in terms of
Yeah.
like the history and
I
stuff.
guess so.
Because it's. I guess I could have talked more about Navy recruitment data,
Yeah.
but I felt like I
That's
went into
true.
it enough. I could have went into the entire history of Navy
Who cares?
recruitment, but
Like
I don't know. That feels, yeah, no. That's kind of how I was like,
yeah.
this is about how movies affect things. I don't want to get too
That's true.
involved in the like
I mean,
recruitment bullshit.
God. And that's another thing too. Life is about perception. People's movies get interpreted in the same way. Like historical films or anything based on previous work, becomes the truth. Like there are people that actually think that like Maximus Decimus Meridius was like a real person.
Sorry, I know that's true probably, but that's still funny to me.
No, I'm pretty sure I looked it up. Like the emperor that Joaquin Phoenix plays was a real emperor, but that's not at all how he died. That never happened. Apparently that dude was taking a bath and some famous wrestler at the time was like, "Come here, boy," and just killed him in the bath. I don't. Yes, that is what they called it. I assume it
A
was like an
wrestler?
Olympian. You know. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, like
I
Greco-Roman
suppose was
wrestling.
that a thing? See,
Mm-hmm.
y'all learn something new from this podcast every episode. Yeah. No, we didn't talk about the Val Kilmer documentary nearly as much as I thought we would. Yeah, no, I mean that's
Oh
fine.
yeah, dang.
But what is there to say? Dude lost his voice. That really sucks. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
does.
that's quite unfortunate. But and that really sucks too because I really like that work he was doing. For what I saw, the Tom Sawyer, the Mark Twain work, his play and shit. But oh well.
Mm-hmm.
They played it off in the movie fairly well, so.
So I think this would be a good time to
Oh
maybe
yeah.
preview the next episode. What will the
Oh, we
next
shouldn't keep it a surprise.
episode be about?
All right.
Or we can not
Right.
preview and say fuck you. You
Maybe
figure
we
out when
ask,
we release it. Either or.
Who do you think? Who do you think? What do you think will be the next episode of Film Anthropology? What movie changed the world next? Um, I mean, fuck it. I'll tell you, and I'll just edit it out later if I don't feel like telling them. Next will probably be Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver and the attempted assassination of Ronald Reagan. President Ronald Reagan.
You talking to me?
No, are you talking to me? Yeah, damn it. So yeah, other than that, oh, also I watched a documentary recently that we're gonna have to add to the list. That was the other movie I watched. I watched The Shallows, and I watched, like, The Forbidden Orange is what it's called. That's the English translation. It's a film from Spain about Clockwork Orange and how it played a part in like transitioning them from a dictatorship to a democracy. Yeah, like there was such a demand for that movie, and at the time they were under dictatorship after World War II, and in like the 60s it kind of started to like they really censored films, and then they started to like let up a little bit, and like basically there was this whole big thing to get the film shown there, because that was the thing, no one could see it in the country. Yeah, it was crazy. Malcolm McDowell narrates it too, right?
Oh, that's
I seen him in that Halloween that dude from White Zombie made. Hell yeah, brother.
I like Kid Rock.
Yeah. So, thank you again. I stepped away from the mic too far. I drifted. So thank you again for joining us on Film Topology. Adam, that was an excellent presentation on how Top Gun stats were bullshit. All right.
Yeah.
Well, join us. All right. All right, man. Well, see you later.